This is more accessibility for anyone who's completely unsurprised with that, and me. I found, as I'm sure many of you know from me telling you multiple times, there is just a distinct, when you look up accessibility stuff, either it's too complicated for beginners, there's too much information, or it doesn't give why you should be doing this, other than you should just do accessibility because it's a good thing to do, and it is. But this hopefully fills that gap of giving you the actual explanation of how this is helping somebody who's using assistive technology. So you can create a new account, you can sign into your account. Naturally, I'll sign into my account. And you have different courses that you can access. So I've got a couple lessons loaded up right now. You can change if you've actually read or not read this lesson from the start. And for instance, we'll go to the contrast lesson. You have a small lecture. You can take notes. You can add to your notes. New notes. You can save this. So the lecture itself gives you the reasoning as to why, and hopefully the embedded code sandbox gives you how and what you should do. So if you're comparing to what you want to do. Code sandbox has nice features that will allow you to fork stuff. So if I wanted to do color contrast checker, check with an exclamation point, I can save it, it forks it. That's code sandbox, that's not me. This is a passing color ratio. I link to the color contrast checker, and you can switch to inaccessible code so you can see what it looks like if it's doing it wrong. It looks a lot worse on my screen. You can go back to your lessons, you can log out. But sometimes we need to actually put in more lessons. So this was a React front end. This is a Rails front end that I worked on, and I just learned it this week. You can see just a simplified version of your lessons. You can view individual lessons with all of the information that you may want. You can edit pieces. We had a lot of problems with styling the forms. You can go back to lessons. You can add new code. But most importantly for me, when I go to edit this lesson, I have a WYSIWYG editor that allows me to styling, wow, right here. And when I save this, this saves as HTML for an action text piece, so that when I submit this to my headers lesson and I go back to my React front end, that's now read as a title. Give me just a second. So if I go to the headers lesson, maybe it's not read as a title, but I'll fix that. I'll edit that lesson. Oh, did it have styling wow? Styling wow, which did not get styled. So let's fix that real quick. Oh no. Things are going really well. Strike through, we hate that. It's saved. I can see it on this screen, as well as in my actual lesson. It's crossed out and saved like that. And the notes that I have are saved as well. So that's A11ybrary, and hopefully will be a living document after this. Any questions? What's up?
How do you use the code sandbox?
The code sandbox is actually an iframe that's embedded. It'll make your console like really unhappy. And I know there's ways to clear this, but I have not gotten a chance to do that yet. Unfortunately, it also clears whatever you're doing, so every time I had to debug, I had to turn the sandbox off entirely, because it would just clear my console for whatever I was doing. But yeah, it's an iframe, so it's just embedded directly into my code, and I have it with some conditional rendering.
Awesome.
Yannick?
So why the choice between like React front end and
I wanted to be able to use the WYSIWYG editor, and I wanted to see how Rails worked as just a front-end piece, and kind of, I wanted to see what that like Rails magic was, if you will. And it's nice because so long as you title things properly, it really does just work, and it is pretty simple, aside from styling, which was not simple. Yes?
So whenever you sign into your React front end, did you automatically sign into your Rails front end?
I actually have a lot. No. I have a login page. It doesn't do a whole lot, but you can log in. So there is a login page. It's not where I want it to be yet.
Is it the same username and password for both?
Yeah. It pulls directly from the API version of Rails, and then it pulls it onto the base version of Rails so that it can actually use that information. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.